Hello, everybody, and welcome to Module 2 Opportunity Recognition. I am your instructor, Dr. J. So, in Module 2, the learning objectives is describe the opportunity recognition concepts and methods and identify and describe techniques individuals use to generate ideas. So, an overview of what we'll be talking about in this module is describing the difference between opportunity and an idea, and of course, to recognize that, the four components of a favorable opportunity are also discussed. So, we're going to look at ways on focusing on the three primary ways that entrepreneurs discover opportunities and ways that you can also generate business ideas that eventually will become opportunities or perhaps become opportunities. So let's first recognize the difference between an idea and an opportunity. There is a huge difference between those two things. And a lot of people believe that an idea will automatically convert to a successful business, which is not the case. And we'll talk about that. What are the opportunity qualities, and of course the systematic innovation. There's an internal and external focus. So the idea versus opportunity, right? That's one of the major differences that you have to recognize between it. An idea is a thought, right? There are people who have a bunch of ideas. They just say it, but they don't act on it, right? I have an idea to solve world peace, or I have an idea to solve the gas problem. If you're not putting any actual physical or you're not writing it down and actually going out and testing on the market, it's just an idea and it's nothing, right? You cannot copyright an idea. You have to write it down. You have to actually put something on paper or on the computer or produce something to actually make it an actual tangible potential opportunity, right? An opportunity creates a need for a new product or a service, right? That's what it is, right? An opportunity has four essential qualities to it, right? It's attractive, it's durable, it's timely, and it's anchored in a product that creates value. So, and that's the four things that I talk about. So, an opportunity, right? It's attractive to the market. People actually want to buy your product or your service, right? It's durable. It's going to last a while. It's not a fade where it's just like, oh, it's here 1 minute and then it's gone the next, right? That's you don't want to do that. You want something durable that's going to last a long time, a while, right? It'll adapt within a few years, but it's durable, right? It's timely. There's a window of opportunity for it, right? That's another thing about it. It's like you have to come in at the right time at the market for your opportunity to happen, right? For example, a while back, Facebook couldn't have happened 20 years ago because we just did not have the technology. People didn't have the smartphones and all these computers and laptops that are accessible now. 20 years ago, Facebook was not the thing, right? Facebook came in at the right opportunity, took advantage of the opportunity that was happening with the rising technology that was going on and people increasingly having smartphones at disposal in their hand, which made social media such as Facebook and others grow, right? And also the important thing is it creates value for the end user, right? The end user has to see it brings value into my life, right? A lot of ideas just don't have attractiveness. It doesn't create value. It's not the right wind. There's no wind of opportunity. It's closed, right? It's not durable. It won't last. Yeah, it'll solve the problem now, but what about for the long run? So that's the difference. You can have an idea versus an opportunity. And it has to meet these four things. In order for the opportunity to become a viable business, it has to meet these four things. Right? It can have it. For example, you can come up with a business opportunity that at the right time, at the right place, right now. But if it doesn't create value for the end user, it's not going to matter. Nobody's going to care. And that's the wonderful thing about entrepreneurship, right? In business is that if the customers don't care about you, if it doesn't create value for them, they're just not going to buy it. They're not going to care for it. They're not going to want to be part of it. It doesn't create value for me. What does it do? It doesn't do anything for me, right? So those are the important qualities of an opportunity. The systematic innovation. Now, this is something from Drucker. This is way back. He did involves monitoring 7 sources for innovative opportunity, right? The first four, which are internally focused, is something that's focused within the business or industry that may be visible for those involved in the organization or sector. So internally focused, right, is for individuals who see opportunities within the industry. Those involved in industry, they see the unexpected that's going to happen, right? They have unexpected success or unexpected failure from an outside event. The incongruity between reality and actually is, and reality that is assumed to be or ought to be. Innovation based on the processes, needs, changing industry, right? Individuals see that within the industry there's changes going to happen, so we see an opportunity for a new business, for a new product or service that we can uh, uh, tap into, right? Externally focused is those outside the industry or in the business, right? The demographic changes, right? Population is changing here in the United States and across the world, right? There's an increase of older folks who need services and products for them. So there's a change in there, right? The changes in the mood and, of course, perception now of individuals, right? There's new knowledge coming out. So sometimes those kind of things, the systematic innovation that happens within a business, internally focused, and of course, the externally focused. Now, there are 3 ways to identify opportunities, right? The first, of course, there's 4 ways, and you're observing trends, which I'll talk about more about economic, social, technological, and political action, regulatory changes. And of course, solving a problem and finding gaps in the marketplace. The first one is economic forces, right? Economic forces affect the consumer's level of disposable income. In the financial crisis of 2008, a lot of individuals' disposable income dramatically decreased, right? That's why you saw businesses such as Groupon and others arise from that. People weren't spending much money, but there was opportunities for others to create businesses that save people money, right? So that's why, again, as I mentioned, Groupon came about from this. So no matter what the economy is doing, whether it's up or down, there's always opportunities for businesses to arise, right? And so now with the increase in disposable income, now you're starting to see like these boutique style gyms that people go to now, because now they're starting to see, well, there's an increase of disposable income, so people can spend money on these boutique gyms. Um, and also now the social trends, right? We see an increase of population, the aging in the population, right? Which creates for new products and services for this aging population. The growth in use of mobile devices, right? That's another huge thing. Uh, the increase in diversity of population, the increase of focus on health and wellness, right? People now are really focused on their health and wellness. You hear about all these new diets coming out. Even the fast food industry has been changing in the social trends, right? When people care more about the health and wellness, right? These fast food restaurants are now providing healthy choices. You see an increase in healthy choice fast food restaurants. Um, and of course, you also see a desire for more personalization. People want a personal experience. They want to personalize their experience. They want, it's all about me, me, me. So how are you going to make it about me, me, me? So now that's why you see a lot of companies increasing their personalization, right? You can go on a site and create your own computer, have, HP and Dell, you can design your own computer style, how it looks, or you can go to Build-A-Bear and build your own bear how you see it, right? Personalizing it. So that's what's going on in the social trends. Technological advances, right? Once a tech is created, products emerge to advance that technology. For example, you may not have the money to have created the new smartphone, but guess what? Because of the iPhone, when the iPhone came out, guess what? New products emerged from the iPhone and other smartphones, right? For example, case protection, right? Anti-scratch on the screen protection. Uh, Chargers, things to hold your phone inside your car, inside your house, right? All these new products started emerging because of this one piece of technology. So when a new technology comes out that's going to last a while, that's going to be durable, right? See what ways you can create a product from that technology. You may not have the money, again, you may not have the financial resources to create a brand new technology, but you may have the financial resources to create a product from a new technology that has developed. So be aware of any new technology that comes out. See if maybe you can create a product from that, right? Political and action and regulatory changes. That's a new thing. I mean, that's not a new thing, but that's something that people don't actually are aware of, right? Laws are consistently changing both at the local, state, and federal level, right? Regulatory changes are happening, again, local, state, and federal level, and you have to be aware of those things, right? Because it can create an opportunity for you, right? Uh, for example, new laws create opportunities for entrepreneurs to start firms to help companies comply with those laws. If there's a new law, for example, the Affordable Health Care Act was something that came out and it created opportunities for business to, hey, you have to comply with this law. So that here, let me show you ways that you can comply with that law. And of course, now with cybersecurity being a huge thing, right? You know, how do you protect my identity? How do you protect my computer, my business, all that stuff, financials, right? Businesses created, right? When we started seeing an increase of ships off the coast of Somalia being attacked by pirates, right? At that time, you saw an increase of security, companies coming up to protect those ships, right? Private companies, So you have to be wary of what's going on, because laws can create opportunities for entrepreneurs. So see what's going on in the laws that you can help create a business. You can create a business out of that. Solving a problem, right? You notice a problem and find ways to solve that problem, right? Sometimes you're walking around, or sometimes it just happens from sitting and seeing somebody having trouble, noticing a problem with a certain group of individuals or in society, and it just comes all of a sudden to you, oh my God, what if I create a product or service that helps solve this issue, this problem, right? So notice a problem and find a way to solve a problem. Here's one thing that I will say though, when it comes to noticing a problem and finding a way to solve that problem. There's no such thing as no one has ever done this before, right? There's a reason why businesses that think like that fail, because everything that you can think of has already been done. It's just been done differently, right? Look at ways how you can solve a problem in a new way, right? How can you solve this problem that's going on and solve it in a different way? Like, for example, right? Uber and Lyft solve the problem of not being able to find for me to find a taxi, right? You know how hard it was if you live in the suburbs, like you would have to call a cab, you have to wait at least 40 to 50 to heck even an hour or more for a taxi to come by. They would charge you this exorbitant amount of money. You wouldn't know sometimes what it would cost you. Sometimes they would sometimes tell you, but sometimes they would just let the meter run. Now with Uber and Lyft, you can request a Uber or Lyft to arrive at your place and take you to wherever you want, and the cost of it. It comes at the fingertips, quickly at your fingertips. So, notice a problem and find a way to solve that problem. Finding gaps in the marketplace, recognize a need that consumers may have that is not being satisfied. Just because you think that large corporations like Costco, Sam's Club, Walmart, Target, and all these big conglomerates, they're not solving everybody's needs, right? You may find a niche in the market for a particular group of individuals, right? There are small businesses out there that have been created, like small boutiques and design stores for people who have like hard to fit people, or merchandise that just fits the needs of certain individuals, right? So look at the big picture, right? Look at the big businesses. Okay, they're solving this, but are they solving the problem for a small niche market? And that could be your potential opportunity for a small niche, because Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and all these big conglomerate companies, they can't solve everybody's needs. They're so big, they just can't solve everybody's needs. So there is an opportunity for you if you can recognize a niche that was willing to pay for your product or your service, that you can go in there and get that. So entrepreneurial discovery. So how do I do this? So how do I, find ideas? How do I create, get the idea to an opportunity? There's some idea generating tricks. There are hundreds and millions. You can get books on Amazon, and you can go and find activities on Google. These are just some of the ways that you can do it, right? One of the most basic ones is brainstorming, right? As an individual, come up with 75 things that bother you. Just write it all down. Try 10 or 75. There's an activity that goes like that. Come up with ways of 75 things that bother you in life. Write it all down and see what opportunity can arise from that, right? As a group, have a 1 hour session with ideas and no critique. Just write everything, all the crazy ideas that you can come up with, but provide no critique for an hour. If you're doing this as a group. Multiple consequences, right? What are the multiple consequences of your business idea, right? When you have a business idea, write it down. And so what are the consequences of this idea? What could happen? What's the worst thing that can happen? And figure out ways that can happen from those consequences, because sometimes from the consequences comes a business opportunity. You never know. You just got to write it down. And the most important thing, of course, is talk to people about it. you know the rearranging, reversing, expanding, shrinking, combining, altering ideas, right? Some of the times, like, an idea, just if you have an idea, why don't you reverse it? Why don't you expand it? Why don't you shrink it, combine it, rearranging, alter the idea of it, right? Develop scenarios, the why, the how, and the what of your idea. Developing scenarios for an idea for your business, and discover what is it, the why, how am I doing it, and what am I doing. So here's another thing that I highly recommend that you do. Also, look into, do some research on it, right? I highly encourage you to go on search engines such as Bing and Google, and do your research on your business idea, because sometimes you may think, oh, I have a genius idea, and then you type it in on the search engine, and oh, that's already created. Go and actually do your research. Go to the library. Yes, go to the public library, or and find books on that, on potential ways to generate a business, right? Read business books, read magazines on entrepreneurship and creativity and other things. Do your research. You have to do the research. You have to go out there and talk to people. One of the best ways to see if your idea or your has any opportunity is to actually go out and talk to complete strangers and talk about your business, or your business, like your potential business, or if you already started, and see if there's any market traction, and talk to people, because the best way is to talk to complete strangers to see if there's an opportunity for your business to grow, or to have any potential opportunity for the market, right? So that is complete module 2, opportunity recognition. And the next module, module 3, where we talk about evaluating entrepreneurial opportunities.